Immigration is one of the biggest issues social workers will face in today's political climate. A 9-question quiz was published by PBS.org to show some of the common misconceptions Americans believe about immigration. For example, less than 1% of the world's immigrants actually migrate to the United States. A second common misconception by Americans about immigration is the high cost of it. However, in 2013, immigrants raised the gross domestic product of the United States by 0.2%. A third misconception is that immigrants are coming to the United States to steal our jobs. However, a study showed there was no correlation between regions of high unemployment rates and regions of high immigration rates. A study was conducted among a group of immigrants with the average age of 38 years. The average age of immigration was 21 years, and their average length of stay was 15.8 years so far. Of this group, nearly 60% of them had never returned to their migrant home country. A majority of them stated that they originally came to the United States to find a good job, earn a better income, or to provide their children with a better education or better opportunity. Nearly 40% of this group had had one or more relative deported. The New York Times did an expose of some of the immigration centers around the United States. A majority of the people within these centers said that they were attempting to immigrate due to the need to flee rampant gang violence and domestic abuse. This expose also found that many of the people in these centers were being held at a bail of around $9,500. Immigrants in these centers have to face a lot more than just a large bail. Many volunteer lawyers who visit these centers stated that they have to confront frustrating obstacles such as a delayed meeting time with their client. Many families interviewed at this center said that they were struggling with desperation as them and their young children were waiting in what seemed like a never-ending battle to win asylum in the United States. While immigration does fall under a social work issue, it is a relatively complex one. For example, social workers confront many ethical dilemmas in the face of legislation that limit the manner in which social workers can provide services to undocumented immigrants. These ethical dilemmas include having to choose between professional ethics and legal mandates. Even though it is such a controversial issue, social workers are still assisting with legal action. Social workers also follow the National Association of Social Workers policies and guidelines. The NASW published a policy that reads, "Social workers see the impact of immigrant and refugee policies in their everyday practice. They are very capable to help and do good social work is constrained by immigrant policies, especially policies that limit family visitation and family reunification. Deportation policies intervene in social work practice when family offenses become grounds for deportation and thereby impede willingness to report." Their policies also read, "The challenge is to determine the reasonable balance between security and human rights." Another note is that immigration policies must promote social justice and avoid racism and discrimination or profiling on the basis of race, religion, country of origin, gender, or other grounds. A third point is that the NASW advocates for commitment on the part of the U.S. government to end human rights violations worldwide and for reform in immigration and refugee policy to reaffirm the contributions of immigrants to this country. With the NASW publishing these policies and guidelines, it lays the groundwork for social workers to continue to fight for immigration reform. There are two main ways to help reform immigration policy in the United States. The first is to get educated, to read up on the NASW guidelines. The second way is to contact your representative and advocate for immigration reform using this newfound knowledge that you have.